Hey there, viewers, it's Charlie. I'm back again with another Transformers review. And today's review is going to be on Studio Series Rise of the Beasts Bumblebee. Now, when I saw the trailer for Rise of the Beasts that included a certain character, not going to spoil who it is, you'll just have to watch the trailer for that, that made me want to get Bumblebee. I already had Scourge and Battletrap, but I didn't have Bumblebee yet. And in fact, as of the time of recording, I've also recently purchased the Coral Class RC figure. She's not here yet as of the time of recording, but still, expect a review on her soon. And I am considering getting Cheetor and Air Razor, but yeah. And I might get like the upcoming, recently leaked Rhinox figure, but I'm so more excited for the also leaked Gamer Edition Megatron figure. But yeah. Now looking at the box, of course I got the standard Studio Series packaging. So here we've got a picture of Bumblebee in his Rise of the Beasts body, which is going to be in the film. Of course, no window, plastic-free packaging. Studio Series 100, we've gone that far, although Scourge is 101. And in fact, Rhinox is 103. Yeah, so got Bumblebee. This side, we've got him just looking at you as if to say, hi, or something like that. I don't know if he's going to talk in the film or not, if he's just going to do the beeping that he's been doing in the films. Here we've got him just looking at you again. Here we've got Bumblebee in both modes. Got QR code for the General Motors website if you want to scan that. Here it says Volcano Showdown. So that's the backdrop included. Here it says what happens in what it does in the film. So, bit of a teaser for Rise of the Beasts. Only 23 steps, which might... If you remember like my review on the Dark of the Moon Studio Series Bumblebee, he was like, what, 39 steps? So this is a more simplified figure, thankfully. And looking at the backdrop, of course I got the fake backdrop which he's tied to. Just throwing the box away. So we've got this volcanic thing, which I guess is going to be where he shoots Terracons. I don't know if it's going to be like an army builder thing, or if it's just going to be Scourge, Nightbirds, Battletrap, and Bus 1. That's been shown via pictures. But we can just put Bumblebee here. Of course, he's going to look better in robot mode, but of course you can display him like this if you want. I mean, like, there are some tire tracks here, so maybe he's going to appear in vehicle mode and then transform. We'll just have to wait for the movie to come out. So, yeah. Now, looking at the vehicle mode, I really like how this looks. Of course, this more harkens back to the older style Chimera that he transforms into in the first film, and to a lesser extent the Bumblebee film. And I think I kind of prefer this version of the Chimera for Bumblebee. Of course, this one's got some modifications to it. I think this is more meant to be like an off-road style of vehicle. Well, modification, I mean. But we also have this over the windshield. Got these style of tires. So I'm pretty sure this is meant to be like an off-road modification. I'm not sure. I don't really know cars that well, aside from the ones that Transformers turn into. But still, I think this looks really, really cool looking. And we're looking at it. Of course, we've got the standard stuff that Bumblebee's known for its camera mode. So we've got the standard black stripes. Got the back with the tail lights. Got the front here. Pretty sure you can make a little. I thought I could make a little license plate there, but I don't think there is one. We've got the headlights there. The underneath, where of course you can just make out the robot mode head. So yeah, and of course you're not going to be displaying the car upside down unless it's like a battle display and he's been tipped over. But yeah, of course, this guy does come with accessories. So this guy comes with his gun, and he comes with just a knife. Sadly, unpainted, unfortunately. But for storage, we can just plug the blade onto here. Like so. Should line this up. There we go. And the gun, just like the other Studio Series Bumblebee figures, there's just a clip here which clips into the back bumper. So you're pretty much just going to have to live with this being on the back of the car. And I actually find this to be kind of fiddly. I say that getting it first try. Well, never mind, but yeah, it's sort of fiddly trying to get this plugged in. Because there's not really like a dedicated spot. Like the instructions just tell you to plug it onto the back, but there's no dedicated spot for it, so. But yeah, after a bit of a trial and error, you just plug it onto the back and, well, there you go. If I just bring in the Dark of the Moon Bumblebee quickly, yeah, as you can see, yeah, not really a big fan of it. But still, I really like this. I can't really think of any complaints aside from the gun storage. So, yeah, let's just move on to the comparison with the Dark of the Moon Bumblebee, aka the mold that they've been using for like, what, 5 years now? Since like, what, 2018, I think? So, I do hope that they switch to using this, because this is a much simpler mold, and we'll see that with the transformation, but looking at these two together, I mean, of course, this is the more modern style of Camaro, so of course that's going to be differences, but you can see sort of how more complicated this is, because the way that the door opens, there's a little bit added on. This is a separate piece. These are separate pieces. Yeah, it's all very confusing, whereas with this, there's much less separate parts on the alternate mode. In fact, I think you can just see how simple the transformation is going to be by just looking at the underside. So, yeah. And if you just want to see the transformation, then, well, you can either look at my review, or if you want to look at a more competent review, you can watch, like, MGO or Bolt Matrix if you want to look at a more competent reviewer, but I still appreciate you watching me. But, well, to transform this guy, so starting off, we're just going to get the arms out from underneath the car. Untap the wheels. Rotate the arms like so. Then just hinge them up. Open the doors. So now we have this going on. Untap all this. Come into here. Try and slot this. Move this section of the car back so we can move all this down, and this forms the chest section and the arms, like so. Just like on the original Studio Series Bumblebee figures, you fold this around, and then this folds around, and then that just folds into the back. Split the legs. Get the feet out. Rotate that around, and then just flip the foot around. So move the foot down. Rotate this around. Rotate the foot around. Push these sections in to hide the gaps. Move the doors back. Move the doors back as wings. And well, here we have Bumblebee in robot mode. And oh my god, that is a much better transformation than the Dark of the Moon Bumblebee transformation. Because if you remember that transformation, that is just a huge cluster fudge. Because like quickly bringing this around, we're not at the comparison yet, but of course that had the little extra bits in the doors. The legs had to completely like unfold and turn around. These are on like little armatures and that like had to move around. So yeah, this guy's transformation was a mess. Whereas with this is much more simple, and I much prefer it. Oh, and something I forgot you. It's sort of simple, but move these little headlight sections down on a click. But yeah. So yeah, I much prefer this guy's transformation. Like it doesn't make me want to pull my hair out. So yeah, if I was doing like a comparison between the two or a versus review, this guy would win in the transformation. So yeah, but looking at the figure in robot mode, well, having a 360. Well, he actually looks quite good. I mean, he's got like a big stable feet to stand on. Like I can't tip him over. looking at the head, of course, that's the standard Bumblebee head that we've grown to know and love, though if I compare him to this Bumblebee, I don't know. Maybe a bit more silver paint. I don't know. But yeah, how about we give him his weapons? So we've got this gun, which can just go over his arm. Because I think it's meant to like form from his arm, and it's not like the War for Cybertron Studio Series guys where you have to remove the arm and then plug it in. Or in fact, yeah, Scourge does that as well actually. And I kind of prefer that, where you just plug it over the arm instead of having to remove the arm. So yeah. And of course, just plugging in the sword or the knife or the blade or whatever. So yeah. And I quite like how that looks actually. And I'm not sure if the gun has a port for a blast effect. It kind of looked like it, although yeah, I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Just gonna quickly test that. Nope. Oh well. But yeah, this still looks really cool. And again, this has to be really hyped for Rise of the Beasts. And well, just putting him next to Dark of the Moon Bumblebee so we can see how they look. Yeah, the Dark of the Moon figure, in my opinion, doesn't really hold up that well. Because, as I said, the transformation is just a hodgepodge. Like, of course, as you can see, the legs just are a pain to transform. There's like extra parts that fly off when you're transforming him. Whereas with this guy, it's much simpler. Like the legs, just a few steps. Whereas with this guy, like 5 steps or like even 10 steps just for the legs. There's less parts to worry about. So yeah, if I like. And this guy, like, the arms are in ball joints, whereas with here, they're on, like, actual, standard hinge joints, so, yeah. The feet look better, too, in my opinion. Do not take that out of context, but I think it's because, like, they were redesigned from the Bumblebee, like, since the Bumblebee film, like, they were redesigned, so, yeah, like, they look more stable. So yeah, in my opinion, the rest of the Beast Bumblebee looks way better. Now, for this guy's posability, well, his head's of course on a ball joint, so he can look up, he can look down, he can look around, he can sort of tilt his head. His arms can move. He's got elbows, which can swivel. Of course, he can T-pose to assert dominance on Terracons. Yeah, there is a waist rotation. Legs can go forward that far, back, not that far because it is, unfortunately. But he has knees, you just have to unlock them first. It's got swivel there. It kind of looks like a ball joint, but it's actually this kind of joint. So yeah, it looks like it's attached to a ball joint actually. But yeah, he can do the splits. foot can swivel, and it's on a pivot. So, yeah. And this is a really solid figure. It's not like my Studio Series Wheeljack, not Pablo. Wheeljack, the Bumblebee movie version, where he just flops everywhere, straight from the box. This guy is solid. So, yeah. Now, if we put him with the backdrop, this guy looks really good with the backdrop. So, I'd say let's finish it here. So, complaints. Well, I'm actually struggling to think of complaints. I mean, I did like how with the Dark of the Moon Bumblebee, his hand was open, but that's more of a nitpick. Also, maybe some more like silver paint with the face, because as you can see, it's like more yellow showing with the face. But well, overall, I'm gonna go as far as to saying this is one of the best Studio Series figures that I've actually gotten in my collection. Although I don't have every Studio Series figure, there's like 100 plus of them, so. But still, this is a really good figure. Because he's much simpler to transform, so if you have like shaky hands, if you get annoyed easily transforming figures, then yeah, I would definitely recommend this if you can't transform the other Studio Series Bumblebees. So, yeah, do I recommend them? Well, of course, as I just said, if you don't like how the other Studio Series Bumblebees transform, then yeah, this one is much simpler to transform. He looks amazing in both modes. And of course, it's from the Rise of the Beast film, which I'm pretty sure is going to be amazing because the setting character is in it. Again, not going to spoil who it is. But who knows? Let's see if we're going to age really well or it's going to age like milk. We'll know by June. But I'm personally really excited. So, yeah. So this has been my review on Studio Series Rise of the Beast Bumblebee. And this is Charlie Young, signing off.